I had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Shea about his citation and to review the Restorative Justice program with him. To understand that Mr. Shea intends to accept the DJS and file requiring him to complete the Restorative Justice program, the CU Community Living class, the probation, screening, and assignment of appropriate coursework, in addition to 4 hours of community service.
All right, thank you for all of that, Mr. Altenberg. That is a lot to say. But I understand what Mr. Altenberg has said, so, and you probably do as well, Mr. Shea. Have you decided you'd like to accept the offer from him?
Yes, Your Honor.
So it does entail you pleading guilty to the charges that are pending. There are 3 charges: fraudulent identification, possession of alcohol by a minor, and obstructing a police officer. If you do that, the case stays open for the 9-month term. You would be expected to complete all of those conditions that have been outlined by Mr. Altenberg. If you complete the conditions and go through that period without any other charges, then your case could be dismissed. When you plead guilty, you're giving up your right to trial. Are you doing that voluntarily?
Yes.
Is anybody forcing you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you under the influence of any medications or drugs or alcohol?
No.
Do you understand the charges? And we'll start with fraudulent identification. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you agree that there's evidence to support that charge?
Yes.
Do you understand the charge of possession of alcohol by someone under the age of 21?
Yes.
Do you agree that there's evidence to support that charge?
Yes.
And do you understand the charge of obstructing a police officer?
Yes.
And do you agree that there's evidence to support that charge?
Yes.
You're doing all of this without the benefit of a lawyer to represent you. Are you comfortable going forward without a lawyer?
Yeah.
Do you understand that a lawyer might do a better job of representing you than you do representing yourself?
I do.
And you are a CU student, is that correct? Mm-hmm. So I am going to find the defendant understands the rights that he's giving up, including his right to counsel. Let me accept the guilty plea. Count 1 is a charge of having a fraudulent identification in violation of section 5612 of the Boulder Revised Code occurring August 21st of 2025 at 11th and Pleasant. How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
I'll accept that guilty plea. Count 2 is a charge of possession of alcohol by someone under the age of 21, which is a violation of section 574 of the Boulder Revised Code from that same date, time, and location. How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
Accept the guilty plea. And count 3 is a charge of obstructing a peace officer in violation of section 553 of the Boulder Revised Code, also from that same date, time, and location. How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
I've accepted the guilty plea to all 3 charges. We're going to place you on the deferred judgment. The conditions of the deferred judgment will be that you complete the CU Restorative Justice program, the community living class. You'll have 4 hours of community service to complete, and then our probation department will determine the substance use class for you to complete. So 4 different pieces of documentation you're going to get electronically and then email to us, so that we have that proof, so that ultimately that shows you're in compliance with this agreement. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
A lot of times people leave here and they think they send us 2 or 3 pieces and they don't realize, oh, I got that community living class to also complete, or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
So just make sure you get a little checklist from probation. It's going to give you some paperwork. Just check them off as you send them in.
Sounds good.
There'll be a total of $165 that you'll pay to the court. We charge you a $10 community service fee. Normally we charge $35. But we know that the folks on campus are going to charge you a $25 fee, so we've reduced ours to offset that cost. And that'll be the first person of a group of 3. So if we have, why don't you just go ahead and have a seat, and we'll send you back in here in a moment.
I had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Thorp-Reyes today about the Restorative Justice program. To understand that he intends to accept the DJS and file, requiring him to complete the CU Restorative Justice program, the CU Community Living class, and the probation, screening, and assignment of appropriate course.
All right, thank you for that, Mr. Altenberg. So, Mr. Thorp-Reyes, it sounds like that's what you've decided to do, is to plead guilty to the 2 charges that are pending and accept the deferred judgment. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any questions before we go forward?
No.
When you plead guilty to these 2 charges, you are giving up your right to trial and all the other rights I've described to the group. Are you doing that voluntarily?
Yes.
Is anybody forcing you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you under the influence of any medications or drugs or alcohol?
No.
Do you understand these charges? First, the charge of being a minor in possession of alcohol. Do you understand that charge?
Yes.
Do you agree that there's evidence to support that charge?
I do.
Do you understand the charge of having a fraudulent identification?
Yes.
And do you agree that there's evidence to support that charge?
Yes.
You're doing this without the benefit of a lawyer to assist you. Are you comfortable going forward without a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that criminal law is complicated and the lawyer might do a better job of representing you than you do representing yourself?
Yes.
And you are a CU student, is that correct?
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
I am going to find it's a free and voluntary decision to plead guilty. We'll start with the charge of being a minor in possession of alcohol, which is a violation of section 574 of the Boulder Revised Code. That allegedly occurred on August 22nd of 2025 at 1149 13th Street. How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
Accept the guilty plea. The other charge is having a fraudulent identification, which is a violation of section 5612 of the Boulder Revised Code from that same date, time, and location. How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
We'll accept the guilty plea. Both of those charges will place you on the deferred judgment for the 9-month term. You'll have the C Restorative Justice program to complete and the community living class. And then you'll have a substance use screen today with our probation officer, and they'll determine the level of class for you to complete. You'll have $155 in fees and costs to pay our court. Any questions for me?
No.
Okay, if you'll just have a seat, we're gonna send one more person back with you, and then we'll get you on your way. And go ahead, Mr. Altenberg.
Your Honor, we do have 2 more people remaining.
We can send all 4 back.
That's good, Your Honor. We'd like to call Ms. Cindy Fazano, please, who's appearing in person.
All right, Ms. Fazano, if you'll come forward.
I had the opportunity to speak to Ms. Fazano and inform her about the Restorative Justice Program. It's my intent or belief that she intends to accept the DJS and file required to complete the C Restorative Justice Fake ID program, Your Honor, and see her in the class in 4 hours of community service.
Okay, thank you for that. So you've heard Mr. Altenberg describe what the agreement is. Have you decided you'd like to accept that, Ms. Fazano?
Yes, Your Honor.
It does require that you plead guilty to the charge that's pending, which in this case is having a fraudulent identification. Are you willing to do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you doing that voluntarily?
Yes.
Is anybody forcing you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you under the influence of any medications or drugs or alcohol?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand this charge of having a fraudulent identification?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you agree that there is evidence to support the charge?
Yes.
You're doing this without a lawyer to represent you. I could continue the case over if you wanted to hire counsel or if you wanted to apply for the public defender. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your
Are you comfortable going forward without a lawyer?
Honor. Yes.
And do you understand a lawyer might do a better job of representing you than you do representing yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you are a CU student, is that correct?
Yes.
So I am going to find that it's a free and voluntary decision to plead guilty to the charge of having a fraudulent identification. That's a violation of section 5612 of the Boulder Revised Code. And that allegedly occurred at the 900 block of Regent Drive on August 16th of 2025. How do you plead to that charge, Ms. Fazano?
Guilty, Your Honor.
We'll accept that guilty plea. We'll place you on the deferred judgment. And it'll be for the 9-month term. We'll have the conditions that you need to comply with here. There'll be $165 in fees and costs. You'll have the C Restorative Justice program to complete, 4 hours of community service. And then you'll also have, and the CURJ program will actually be the fake ID program that they have. And then you'll also have the CU community living class. So 3 separate pieces of documentation you'll get back to probation to show that you've completed your conditions. $165 in fees today for our court. Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, if you'll just have a seat, we'll have one more defendant we'll call, and then we'll send you all back.
I have the opportunity to speak to Mr. Martin about the Restorative Justice Program. It's my understanding that he intends to accept the DGS and file requiring to complete the C Restorative Justice Program, the C Living class, and the probation screening and assignment of appropriate course, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so Mr. Martin, you have 2 charges that are pending. There's a charge of having a fraudulent identification and a charge of possession of alcohol by someone under the age of 21. If you plead guilty to those 2 charges, you'll be placed on the deferred judgment. In this case, it would be for a 9-month term. You'd be expected to complete the CU Restorative Justice Program, the community living class, and the substance use class ordered by our probation department. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yes, sir.
Are you pleading guilty to those charges voluntarily today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is anybody forcing you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any medications or drugs or alcohol?
No, Your Honor.
And do you understand these charges? We'll start with the charge of having a fraudulent identification.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you agree that there's evidence to support that charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand the charge of possession of alcohol by someone under the age of 21?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you agree that there's evidence to support that charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
I am going to find that it's a free and voluntary decision to plead guilty. You're doing all this without the benefit of a lawyer to assist you. Are you comfortable going forward without a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand a lawyer might do a better job of representing you than you do representing yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are a CU student, is that correct?
Yes, Your
I'm
Honor.
going to find that you have an understanding of the charges and your rights that you're giving up here. It is a free and voluntary decision to plead guilty. Count 1 is a charge of having a fraudulent identification in violation of section 5612 of the Boulder Revised Code on August 20th, 2025 at 13th and Euclid. How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I'll accept the guilty plea. Count 2 is a charge of being a minor in possession of alcohol from that same date, time, and location. How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I'll accept that guilty plea as well. We'll place you on the deferred judgment for the 9-month term. You'll have $155 in fees and costs to pay the court. And then I'm going to send you and the other 3 folks back to meet with probation. So we're going to send you back. You'll both make 2 rights. We'll take you behind this wall here. And then a left to the end of the hallway will be where probation will meet with you all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Fansteel, the charge that we have for you is a charge of possession or consumption of alcohol in public. Because you're over the age of 21, our prosecutors have made an offer for you that would result in dismissal of the charge. What they're saying is if you were willing to write a handwritten essay, a 250-word handwritten essay about what you've learned from this court process, they would be willing to dismiss the charge. They're not asking you to plead guilty or enter into any deferral. They would just dismiss the charge outright. What we would do procedurally is reset your case about 3 to 4 weeks out, give you a new court date. And if you provided proof that you've provided that essay to the prosecutors before that court date, they could dismiss the charge. If they dismiss the charge and I sign an order dismissing it, then you would receive notice of that and you'd know you need to come back to court because your case had been dismissed. So that's a way to resolve the case for you if you would like to take that option. You're not required to, but I wanted to make sure you understood that was an option for you.
So that is 3 separate court appearances?
Just this one.
And then, okay.
Just this one today. You would email to them the essay. They're going to email to you basically the instructions on how to complete the essay. You would handwrite the essay. I believe it's either taking a photograph or scanning it and emailing it and getting it back to them. And then they would file a motion to dismiss. If I grant a motion to dismiss, I do it electronically. So you get an order emailed to you before the next court date that we would be setting. So you'd have another court date set, but it would be vacated as long as once you got the class or the certificate essay done and back to us. Does that make sense?
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay. So that's an option for you. What would you like to do?
I would like to take that, Your Honor.
All right. So it doesn't require that you plead guilty to anything and you're not required to pay anything. We're just going to reset your court date about 3 to 4 weeks out. I want you to get started on that essay right away. I don't want you to wait. The only reason we're setting 3 to 4 weeks out is we're just super busy. We just don't have any court dates that we can give to people. But my expectation is you'll get that essay written and to them as soon as possible. And then as soon as we have the motion to dismiss from the prosecutor's office, I'll sign off. If we have a good email address, so make sure we've got a good email address from you. And actually, I'll send you out front. We'll have you give them that email address. We'll email you my order dismissing the case. Right. Any case that we dismiss, we automatically seal the record for that as well. Okay. Any questions for me?
No, Your Honor.
All right out front, then they'll get you that new court date.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
That hearing had a little bit of everything. Judge Jeff Cahn presided over a docket that showcased a range of youthful mistakes. From fake IDs to underage drinking to a quirky essay assignment, and his steady mix of patience, candor, and a dash of humor kept the morning moving smoothly, was Mr. Shea, who faced 3 charges: fraudulent identification, possession of alcohol under 21, and obstructing a peace officer. Without counsel, he pled guilty to all 3 and accepted a 9-month deferred judgment. Judge Cahn carefully explained each right he was giving up and confirmed the plea was voluntary. The conditions included CU's Restorative Justice program, a community living class, substance use screening, and 4 hours of community service. Judge Cahn reminded him to keep a checklist and submit all 4 proofs because too many students forget one and risk a warrant. Shea, respectful and cooperative, nodded through the explanation, fully aware this was his second chance. Next came Mr. Thorp-Reyes, who pled guilty to underage possession and fraudulent ID. His deferred judgment carried nearly identical conditions, minus the obstruction piece. Judge Cahn's tone was instructional but approachable, making sure Reyes understood that a lawyer might have done a better job, but that the decision to proceed without one was voluntary. Reyes was respectful and clear, showing he understood the stakes. Miss Sydney Fazano followed, charged with fraudulent ID. She accepted her deferred judgment with grace, agreeing to the fake ID program, restorative justice, community living, and community service. Judge Cahn's explanation was patient, and when she admitted she was nervous, he reassured her with clarity, emphasizing that the conditions were straightforward if she followed through. Then came Mr. Martin, who faced both fraudulent ID and underage possession. His plea and deferred judgment matched the earlier cases, with Judge Cahn stressing again the need for organization. 3 separate documents had to come back, plus probation paperwork. Martin was cooperative, respectful, and fully engaged. Finally, the docket closed with Mr. Fansteel, who was over 21 but had been cited for public consumption. Instead of a plea or fine, the prosecutor offered dismissal if he wrote a 250-word handwritten essay reflecting on the process. Judge Cahn explained with a wry smile that it had to be pen on paper, then scanned or photographed, not typed before submission. Fansteel accepted immediately, relieved at the leniency, and the judge encouraged him to write it sooner rather than later. The overall atmosphere was calm, constructive, and lightly instructional. Defendants were respectful and cooperative, some anxious, but all grateful for second chances. Judge Cahn balanced firmness with humanity, reminding students that fake IDs can have serious consequences in today's digital world, while also supporting reflective resolutions like essays for minor cases. It was municipal court at its most practical: law, accountability, and just enough humor to make the lessons stick. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read everyone.